Swastiastu. Good afternoon, Mr. Harry and all my friends. All right, so in this occasion, I will present my research background and also my literature review in my thesis proposal. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Kadek Ita Tristiani from class 4A, and my student ID number is 20120210002. So let's get started the presentation. So ladies and gentlemen, the title of my research is the influence of Instagram as English learning media using project-based learning towards student speaking skill at SMA Negeri 1 Nusa Penida. I think this title is very interesting to study and develop. So next slide. So next we talk about my research background of the study. So the background of this research on this topic is the increasing use of Instagram from years to years, especially during the pandemic, and the total population of active Instagram user has now reached around 800 million in the world, and meanwhile in Indonesia alone there are up to 55 million people who are active as Instagram social media user. Therefore, Instagram social media becomes a very interesting media if it is used to teaching, learning English. In addition, it is supported by many advanced features on Instagram, such as the choice of public account that focus on teaching English as main topic of content. The public account often can be used as a learning media material as well as English learning research for students to up English class later. This is because there is a language choice features that can be used to train and apply English, and also much of the content on Instagram is in English, so it's easy to find a video containing English material and that can really support teaching English on many each other occasion and subject. And there are several researchers who are extending the development of the technological such as Instagram to collaboration, language acquisition, and classroom experience in EFL environment. It is according to Sarples, Taylor, and Feviola in 2005. So, ladies and gentlemen, that the existence of this technological development has a major influence of English learning, especially orally. The research provided information that the use of Instagram has a broad benefit as a pedagogical tool that can be applied because in learning English students can use Instagram to share their idea and their opinion by posting on their account Instagram. It is according from Phillips in 20 and 13. And next slide. And in this research, I combine Instagram with the project-based learning method because most researchers have not used learning media such as Instagram as a learning tool with a project-based learning technique to teach speaking skill until now. Perhaps this is because project-based learning is used more often in scientific teaching than in other field because actually project-based learning is about giving students a lot of voice in the way they learn a new language. It can be used to teach English. It is according to Bernes and Bramley in 2008. And ladies and gentlemen, in additional, the student use project-based learning in teaching English. They can learn how to do research on how to speak well, and because they have to take responsibility for their own learning. And based on this premise, this study see to find the effect of Instagram as a learning media using project-based learning skill at SMA Negeri Nusa Penida, and the relationship between Instagram and project-based learning as English language learning media towards student speaking skill at SMA Negeri Nusa 1 Nusa Penida. And next slide, please. Okay, and next we talk about the limitation of this study. So based on the problem identified above, the researchers focus on the identifying in the influence of Instagram as a English language learning media using project-based learning method, and the relationship between Instagram and project-based learning as a English language learning media towards student speaking skill at SMA Negeri 1 Nusa Penida. And next slide, please. Okay, and next we talk about a research problem. So based on this background, before I formulate several problems that will be answered in this study. The first is there any influence of Instagram as a learning media using project-based learning towards student speaking skill at SMA Negeri Nusa Penida? And the second is there any relationship between Instagram and project-based learning as a media for learning English towards student speaking skill at SMA Negeri 1 Nusa Penida? And next slide. Okay, and next we talk about the purpose of the study. So, ladies and gentlemen, based on the problem above, the research objective can be seen as the follow. The first is to find out the effect of Instagram as a learning media using project-based learning towards student speaking skill at SMA Negeri 1 Nusa Penida. And the second, to find out the relationship between Instagram and project-based learning as a medium for learning English towards student speaking skill at SMA Negeri 1 Nusa Penida. And next slide, please. Okay, and next we talk about significance of the study. So this research is expected to provide benefits for the first is for students. So with this research, it is expected that students can find out the effect of Instagram as a media for learning English using project-based learning towards student speaking skill. And the second is for teacher. So with this research, it is hoped that the teacher can find out the effect of Instagram as media for learning English using project-based learning towards student speaking skill. And it is also hoped that teacher can be inspired to apply Instagram in learning English. And the third is for reader. So this is research. It is hoped that reader can increase their knowledge, especially regarding to influence of Instagram as media for learning English using project-based learning towards student speaking skills. And the last is for researchers. So this research, it is hoped that researchers can develop research results. Next slide. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and now we talk about literature review. So, in this study, there are several theories that relate to the topic of my research. The first is related to Instagram, and here there are two theories. And the first is according to Kelly in 2015, when Instagram application, which has built by Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger, and Instagram was launched in October 2010, and its popularity continues to rise to over 300 million active Instagram account user in 2015. Instagram is a very impressive application with amazing features used to support human achieving goals related to needs in cyberspace, passion, food, life, education, and daily activity. There are many Instagram features that can provide it a great opportunity to teaching speaking skill to each user while also teaching writing to students. In line with the second theory, it's come from positive perception, according to Jaya in 20 and 21, about the use of Instagram as a learning media, which is able to create a fun classroom situation and helps a student to creative, communicative, and also collaborative with peers. And Instagram can have provided an effective experience and fun. However, there are still very few learning media that play it. And next slide. Okay. And the next story is related to my project-based learning. So it is according, the first is according Histi Nurul and Yudi Arifan in 20 and 13. So here in the application of Instagram as a learning media, one suitable method is project-based learning, namely a learning method model that use project or results of activities that as a media or can also interpret as giving assessment to students to work individually, asked to observe, research, and read carefully. Project-based learning is a learning model whose focus is on student activities to need learn independently, but to understand the overall concept of problem to reach a relevant situation that produce of the product. This method has many advantages, such as the first is can be increase motivation, improve skill, improve collaboration. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we'll train students to develop and practice communicating with their classmate or group, and which will bring up to confidence in speaking of student. And next slide. And next relate theory in teaching English, especially in speaking. So the first theory is according Aprianti et al. In 20 and 18. Here, Instagram is one of the social media sites that a teacher can use to help them teach English. And learning how to use social media in the classroom is fun, but not many teachers use it to help students learn. And there are also some use social media with the wrong way. And the second is according Greenhow in 20 and 11. So here the internet gives student, teacher, and administrator many opportunities to try high teaching, such as being able to access their school work and work anytime and from anywhere. There are many places where you can use the internet now, such as in the lecture room, in the classroom, or at home to school. And in here, students make up a large part of people who use social media sites. And the third theory is according Agdenis in 20 and 17. So here, by reviewing their videos, students become more critical of their own skills. So a student here will have more time to check their work and learn more and more each time. In this case, they are real ready to discuss the previous part of speech more and more. And the last theory is according Devi Puspita in 20 and 20. So here, Instagram can help students to improve their English language skill. And ladies and gentlemen, this show that Instagram is most popular way to students to learn English, which will have to considerable impact on the speaking skill. Next slide. Okay. That's all my presentation about my research background and my literature review. So thank you so much for your nice attention. See you next my video. Om Santi 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 Om.